Okay, well, it's not like things have improved much. It's I think basically in a lot of areas things have only gotten worse. But this morning, like, it looks like it's pretty. If you look outside, it looks like, oh, it's bright and sunny today for a change, and it is frigid. I mean, so freaking cold. Oh my gosh. And today I have my stove on since this morning. When I first got up, my pipes were frozen, so I had to deal with that. I have my stove on. I've got a fire going. I'm sitting on a heating pad. It is freaking cold. Um, it's really, winter's not that bad if you have other things to do or something. Just this quarantine thing has gone on so long. Oh my God, especially if you are somebody who is lives alone. Like, I live with well, it was 2 dogs, but now it's 1 because Winston died, which, oh my gosh, that has not helped Stella. Like, she right before I turned this on, she's just sitting here crying and crying and trying to climb on top of me. She she can't handle it if she's not like right on top of me. We're like too close. Like, this is it's like codependent or something. But to have nobody, no people to talk to, and then I just think, God, there's other people who literally have nobody, just completely isolated, just sitting there watching the news. Just, oh my gosh, this is just such an abuse of humanity. It's just disgusting. But I don't know. Last night, I watched a movie. It's like, I've been watching so many movies. I've a Lifetime movie channel. I've watched them all. That's pretty bad. But I was watching a movie on Prime, and I started watching all these movies from the 90s. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but a lot from the 80s and 90s. And, they've got like Andy Garcia, Gene Hackman, Harrison Ford. There was one that was Johnny Depp. I couldn't even watch it, but it had, it was totally disclosure, just totally telling exactly what goes on. And we used to watch this stuff and think it was entertainment. And now you watch it and it's like, looking back, and you see like, oh my God, they were telling us all the time exactly what they were doing. And we all just played along thinking it was entertainment. It's so... So I watched this, the movies yesterday I watched. And then when they were done, it was still a little early to go to bed. So I decided to look on YouTube for some kind of short thing to watch. And this video came across and it said, Jim Carrey's an asshole. And I was like, that's weird. I mean, who in the world would call this guy an asshole? And so I went on to watch it to see, is this some kind of joke? What is he talking about? And it was this guy who's just explaining, like, he's showing the Andy Kaufman movie and Jim, and I don't know, doing some kind of comparison or something. I don't even know what this guy's point was. But the things that really got me was that he said that Jim wasn't channeling, which I was like, you don't even believe in channeling or understand it or appreciate it. How the fuck do you know? I was like, what? And then the other thing was, the guy was just a bully. I was just like, you're gonna spend your time to make a video just to bully somebody, just to be mean and say mean things. It's like, what in the world? it's like, what in the world is wrong with people? I mean, I know I've talked about this before, the people on Nextdoor, this local social media, you know, where that's who you're talking to is your neighbors. Oh my gosh. I just, I don't know. I'm just not a bully. So I'm like, you know, would be more, I just stand on the side of the bullies, or on the ones being bullied. And so I don't understand this mentality. Like, do you really feel good or more powerful or something? Because if I do anything, I mean, I could kill a spider and I'm going to feel like shit. I'm going to feel like, oh my God, why would I have the right to take this thing's life away because of my fear? And I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing of needing to put other people down to make yourself feel better or make yourself feel more powerful. It's like an ugly energy. And I'm glad it's not something that I feel familiar with. You know, I'm glad that it's foreign to me because I think it's disgusting. And, you know, next door, when I was taken, it's whatever got me started, even got in these people's line of as their target, was because I was seeing other people be bullied, and they really think that they can bully people who have been a long time Republicans, conservatives, Christians, whatever, all the labels. They think that that's okay, that they can bully these people. And these people have kind of, you know, when I first started seeing it, they just felt beat down. It seemed like they just were like, there's nothing that they could do or say that would get, you know, anyone to listen. And so I started taking up for them, you know, standing up with them and going against these people. And I would get, oh my gosh, the stereotyping, the name calling, and all that stuff. It is absolute insanity. And then even when you tell them, I was a liberal my whole life, that, I mean, all the stuff you're saying, that's the thing. There's just no logic. They don't think things through. They're just all being led by their own hateful biases. And it just is empowering them to be more hateful. I really like this thing today I saw on Twitter. And I can't, you know, just completely quote it or whatever, but it was basically saying, you know, when the Holocaust started, it wasn't the Nazis going in and hurting the people. It was their neighbors and, you know, friends and stuff. It was the people in their communities that was going against them because they were told they were bad. And that's what's going on right now. And the people just, even when you point it out to them, you can directly show them the evidence, and there is this cognitive dissonance. You know, they only see what they want to see. They can't absorb any other information. And I know it has something to do with this brainwashing, and I know this brainwashing and MK Ultra and all this, you know, brain control that they've got over these people was, you know, studied. I mean, like, they know what they're doing this to people. They're not doing it in some kind of like Jonestown kind of way or something, you know. I mean, this is legit mind control, and it's really fucked. But that's what gets really scary, is these people are under such mind control. You know, what is the target word? What's the switch to, you know, have them turn on their neighbors? And, you know, already have the one who, I mean, you would think felt that they kind of knew, you know, if they're leaving their kids with you and stuff. But then to still think like I'm a racist, a domestic terrorist, a white supremacist and stuff. Oh my gosh. All the art in my house is, I mean, I've got Mexican stuff. I've got tons of pictures of black kids and black women, and I've always had pictures of black. I mean, I see them as beautiful. I don't understand this. It's this whole artificial division and why people just can't see it. Like, how could you walk in my house and go, oh, this chick's a racist? I was like, what in the world? So bizarre. Like, people are not seeing things, and it's scary. It's definitely scary when people are so it's creepy. So, and the power keeps going off and on. I was talking to somebody else. I'm in Washington State, so I'm way up at the very edge of one border, and then I'm talking to this person who's just way down there in South Carolina. So way at the other end, like we're polar opposites. And yeah, her power and internet keeps going out. And I had heard that they are, you know, because we're in this war. I mean, people don't understand we're actually in a war. They think this is just to get this bad guy out. They just don't see it, even no matter how ridiculous and extreme it gets. And they just don't see it. But I know that they're messing with the satellites, that it's this is some kind of an information and power play and stuff like that. And I understand what's going on in this war, and that they are messing with power grids and stuff like that. I just look forward to the days that are just move us out of this and into the next part. I know the next part's going to be so great. And this part is just, it's just sad. Two different people today. I mean, one of the women who I'd seen on Twitter, her kids' insulin went from $60 to $320. And, you know, she had, you know, fancy hair and everything. She, you know, I mean, I don't know how much of a struggle her 320 was when she expected 60. But she was crying, and she was saying how upset she was because she knew there was a lot of people who were going to go in to pick theirs up, and they wouldn't be able to afford to pick it up. And it's killing people. I've heard of a lot of people. You know, they can't afford their diabetes medicine. That's why Trump had lowered it. And now it's back up, and people were dying because they couldn't afford it, and they were not using it right. They were doing like microdosing their insulin to try and make it last, and it doesn't work. So, I mean, yeah, this is going to kill some people for sure with this abrupt thing in the medicine, especially when it's drugs you can't survive without them. So, I don't know. I just will be so glad to move out of this whole situation and into where we're headed is so much better than where we're at. And like, I get the whole thing of like, we have to experience this, we have to feel the pain, we have to really understand what is going on all the levels so it never repeats again. Which, you know, I know in cycles it will repeat again at some point. I mean, we're repeating it right now. And I mean, there's always been an enslavement factor for human beings. I mean, we were produced for slaves. That's what they created us for. And that stuff, you know, is all hidden. They don't, there's a lot of stuff they don't want us to know about. But that's, yeah, there's, it's very interesting when you go in and you start trying to find out about the hidden history and their hidden past and stuff. There's people who try and get it out. A lot of them end up getting killed. They end up getting just blasted. Their reputation, people's bank accounts, they lose their jobs. I mean, this system that we're fighting against right now is, I mean, it's everything. It's everywhere. I mean, it's like a giant squid, like, it comes in and takes over the town. I mean, it's so big, and it has all these tentacles, and it's just insidious, and it's all using, it like draws off of evil and hate, and that's the energy that it uses, and it's really disgusting. But if you do, you go in and you try and really figure out, what human being, like, you can even follow, or there's things about the DNA. It's complicated. I don't even know, right now. If you weren't studying it a while ago, I mean, we're in the book burning stage of our existence. So, trying to find information right now is a huge struggle. Like, you have to really be good at researching to find stuff, because they're just hiding things more than what they have hidden before. They don't want us to know who we are, what we are. They don't want us to know the power that we have within us. They don't want us to know who they are. And it's a slow waking process for so many people. This mind control has just got them I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of these people really are like this on the inside. Maybe they just really are this evil. And maybe they're doing us a favor, showing us so that we all wake up. Who knows? I just know that there's a lot of really disgusting people out there that just, they think that oppression and tyranny is acceptable as long as, they're the ones who are doing it. If they're on the side of the oppressors, they think it's fine. It's like, okay, but aren't you also talking about equality? I mean, how does that fit together? You can't say you're for equality, but you think all these people should be oppressed. So, and they just don't see it. And it's very frustrating. It's just a shame. And today, I'm just gonna, I don't know, after I finish here talking to myself, try and find some movie. It's just, it's weird to just be, this is definitely a year of isolation, of in prisons, when they put those people in solitary, they cut them off from everybody. Then that's what this is like when you're just, locked in like this. I mean, like, I moved away from most of, I have one daughter who lives close to me, and she stopped talking to me a year ago when all this happened. And everyone else, my friends and family, I moved away, moved out here in the middle of nowhere. And so I don't know a lot of people to just, go show up at their house. Hey, what's up? I mean, I live in an area where people, they want you to cover your nose with their mask. You might breathe a germ somehow. Like, God, go figure out how germs work. Oh my God. That is one thing. It's like, science is a hypothesis. It's different smart guys that try and study about how things work, and then they put out what they think, and then a bunch of scientists will go in and agree, and they'll write it in a book, or they'll write it in an article or whatever. And then some will try and disprove it. Some will get paid off by politicians to push an agenda. And, all of them are saying the same things. So as a responsible adult, you need to go and do your own investigation. Come up with your own hypothesis. Don't just believe what you're told. Some of these people have an agenda. Some of these people are being paid to tell you what the person behind the curtain wants you to believe. So, I mean, it's time to grow up and be adults and start looking into things for yourself. Research. Try and understand things on a deeper level. I mean, they have everybody just on autopilot, just bumping into walls. Don't even know what the fuck is going on. And they do not look into anything. It's like, oh, something's happening? Oh, okay, I better check on Facebook or Mainstream or CNN or MSNBC or whatever, because they're going to tell you. No, they're not. They're going to tell you what they want you to believe, what they want you to know. They're going to tell you all lies. They just lie, lie, lie. And they're doing it for their own personal gain. It's all crimes against humanity. And it's a super hard thing to watch when you're aware of it. And, it's still, I've said it about 1,000,000 times, I don't know what's going to happen to these people when they wake up. I don't know how they're going to deal with seeing themselves for who they are and coming to realization of what's real and what's not. And it's just going to get more intense, I think. I don't think it's going to... I had watched one of those girls talking about the astrology, how the stars and the planets align for this year. And last year was the first time, I think I've said this probably a bunch of times, but they lined up the same in they hadn't since the American Revolution. And this year it is going to be the same kind of energy. So it's not like we're going to go into all peace and love too quick. I was hoping, but I didn't have any idea that people were in this deep of a brainwashing. I thought they just weren't wanting to see things, or, it's kind of fascinating to see, but it's also, it breaks your heart. It's super, super sad to see this happening. And it's got, lots of people that we all love. And so I'll be so glad when we're done with this part and move into the next part. But I guess I've said that enough today. And I don't know. Suppose I'll just go try and find something to watch. You try and watch anything new, it's just complete indoctrination. Oh my God, it's disgusting. They just shove their agenda down your throat nonstop. And then you watch old stuff, it's just disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. And then you're just like, oh my God, we were so stupid. Why didn't we? Oh my God, why weren't we waking up? And I just heard somebody talking about, the milk carton pictures. When, we used to have milk cartons. And they all had pictures of kids on them. And, every day was a new one. That didn't wake us up. I know we were all under this massive mind control for a long time. But it's really hard to watch. And I'm just gonna go try and find something on TV to distract myself. There's not anything. This is a rough time in the history of human beings. That's for sure. Okay, well, hopefully things are better for wherever you are. Talk to you later.